Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Miss Maricruz. Today we have a special guest. It's Rocky, my husband, and we're gonna be talking a little bit of Memorial Day, and we're gonna be talking about other topics when it comes to men in general. Because Father Day is coming soon, so we're gonna hit those subjects and I introduce you guys to Rocky, my husband, and we're gonna ask him some questions, put him in the hot seat. And for my Spanish speaker, gracias por estar en mi canal. Mi nombre es Miss Mari Cruz. Vamos a estar hablando del Día de Memorial y también vamos a estar hablando de otros temas que son de del hombre, porque ya se acerca el Día de los Padres, o vamos a estar un poquito tocando esos temas, y para eso tenemos a mi esposo, Rocky, para ponerlo en la silla caliente y, y hablar un poco de sus experiencias, y todas esas cosas buenas. Bueno, vamos a empezar. So, we're going to be talking Spanglish, so everybody who's tuning in, that is my Spanish people, we're going to be coming with both of you guys, we don't forget about our Latinos, yeah, so we're going to be talking a little bit of, introducing both of the languages, so you guys know a little bit what we're talking about, but let's get it started. Well, okay, so
hi guys, my name is Rocky. I'm Maricruz's husband. I don't know. It's kind of hard for me for this. This is the first time that I'm in the picture with my wife.
In the spot.
Yeah, she's put me in the hot seat, guys. But no, just let it be known, though, I love my wife and I enjoy watching her grow, and I hope you guys do too. Sorry, I don't speak fluent Spanish like my wife.
But I'll help him. I'll be his translator. But anyways, let's get started. So first I want to start talking when it comes to Memorial Day, to memorize all the warriors out there, or the hardworking people that is giving their life for their country. And today we're giving them a special shout out for them, for serving our country. And not only the men, the ladies that are out there and giving us all they got, even if they're mothers, they wish they can be with their kids right here, but I know they're out there, fighting for us. So now I'm going to you. So what about when it comes to, because he's older than me, people that don't know it, there's an age gap that a lot of people don't know. So that's why I want a little bit bring up his experiences, because he have lived life more longer than me. So, so now, so for example, I want to take to the people who's out there fighting for us. What do you think about those people that are now, instead of them being with their family and having times with their family, they're out there serving us, serving our country?
Well, in all reality, I give mad props to all the service people out there. You know what I mean? Like, you're away from your families, you're fighting for your country. Majority of us come home, some of us don't, and that's the problem with the society today. Is that life is like a circle, and people who've been around that are veterans during World War I, World War II, Vietnam, even the first stages of Iraq. We have soldiers coming home that aren't really appreciated, and that's the sad part of it all. I mean, we travel all over the country, me and you ourselves, and we've seen a lot of veterans that are homeless, with food signs.
So what do you think? What do you mean by veterans are not being appreciated? So you can explain a little bit. What is your expecting, like your point of view, why they're not being appreciated?
Well, a lot of it has to do with the fact of that people serve their country and they go to war. They fight for our lives. They fight for our rights. They fight for our Constitution. Some of these wars that we've been to wasn't really even America's fight. We shouldn't even been in it, but we did it because we're part of the UN. We're part of the country. We're part of the worldwide. And basically, as you would say bluntly, Mom, how would you say it? America is basically like Captain Save-A-Ho. They always want to be trying to save somebody else or something else and putting our people and our nationality, our country at risk. And we help so much to where look what's gone to this country now. Back in the days, war wasn't like that. War, we did it because it was a worldwide attack. It wasn't just this person was attacking this country. Like, for example, you got Russia attacking Ukraine right now. Okay, that's the most common war that we're having right now. You have Canadians, you have Americans joining into that fight now that is uncalled for. Them fights were going on for thousands of years. It's like, Iraq and Iran. Iran and Iraq fought for thousands of years, 5,000 years, and they're still doing it. It's never going to end. So we're getting into wars that we don't really need to belong in my opinion, but we are. And I understand though, because we have treaties with some of these countries. But the thing is though, is at the end of the day though, our children and our families are being affected by it because we have people coming home either majorly injured, minorly injured. Then you have people
With
that come home with disabilities. Then you got people coming home dead. You know what I mean? You lost.
Or they don't even come home. They don't come back at all.
Exactly. And then in some cases, like what happened with Vietnam, a lot of people don't realize. If you look at the statistics, the only war that we had the most POWs in history was Vietnam. There was more POWs in Vietnam than any other war. Any other war. So why is that? Prisoners of war, guys are being, stuck in the woods and being by the Vietnamese and stuff like that and tortured for years and years and years, and that's still going on. Some of the POW guys still haven't been found to this day. It's ridiculous. That's why I say though, like, I commend the soldiers for what they do. I commend the soldiers for what they contribute to our country. But the thing is though, is that like when the soldiers come home, a lot of soldiers that I've seen that came home, they do not get the recognition nor the props that they do for serving our country, and times have changed. We have contributed as our country, shelters and donation groups and stuff like that. Yes, that's changed because of recently within the last probably 5 to 10 years. But before that though, there was really nothing like that. You either had the Veterans Hospital or, and then you got guys coming home with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorders, and civilians don't know the traumatization that people went over war for to go through. People in Vietnam were killing kids and women because they had to.
So you would say that they don't get enough prop or recognition that they should have or they should have? Like you think that they need to be more, value, respected, and more show more love to those people that practically are giving their life for us?
I look at it like this. I'll show you an example. You got soldiers out there, the elite, okay? Recon, Navy SEALs, Army Rangers, Airborne Rangers, Delta Force. They're the elites. Those guys you barely hear of nowadays. You're hearing a little bit of stories about this and that, like, with SEAL Team 6 and a lot of guys from the SEALs, like, the Sniper movie me and you watch and stuff like that, and Shooter, it was based around a Marine, and stuff like that. You got stories coming out left to right recently that are mainly basically classified information during the time. But what you don't see is a lot of is where's all the small soldiers? Where's the infantry units? Where's the frontliners? Where are the guys that are diving in there and going in there before even, granted, in some occasions recon will go in there first or, to do, reconnaissance. That's what they're part of, the reconnaissance team. They're the ones that give us the information to go over there and fight.
Yeah.
But you don't hear about the infantry no more. Last time you hear about infantry, stuff like that is from the movies or news or anything like that. You basically hear about that, like from World War I, World War II, and Vietnam movies.
Okay.
But you go to Gulf, Gulf War, Iraq. Where's the infantry unit movies about? Where's the storylines for those? Where's the storylines to Bosnia? Where's the storylines to Panama? Where's the storylines to, Costa Rica? There's so many storylines that are so missed from this government that they want to keep on a hush hush because they know it. Some of it's classified and some of it's not, and they don't want to recognize it. That's the whole problem with it. So that's why I say that no matter how small your rank is, from all the way from a private all the way up to a general or an admiral or whatever rank you are, they it's always the major scene movies or the major movies that they show all these props for, but they don't show it for the good guys that over there that are behind the scenes. Where's the movies about the intelligence groups?
So what about the women that are out there fighting for the war, not just men? Because a lot of people focus a lot when it comes to a man soldier, man this, but we also have females out there that are doing the same labor as men.
Well, times has changed on that too. I mean, back in the day, you won't see a woman fight in elite groups. There was no, as you see in the movie G.I. Jane, there was never no G.I. Jane back in the day. You know what I mean? There was no reconnaissance woman. There was no woman that made recon.
Yeah, but now that it is,
that's a different
what's your opinion of it?
I give mad props. I give props to the women that actually show their weight, show their ability, and show their skills to be able to emphasize this unit in the military forces to show that women can be able to keep up with just the men. You know what I mean? Back in the day, it wasn't like that. Back in the day, it was mainly all men, you know what I mean? Because the country itself would protect its women because they didn't believe that women should go out there and fight and die. And it's like, well, what does your sex have to do with anything? If a woman can outshoot a man.
And nowadays, women and men are equally. In some aspect, people are not still agreeing of the same level when it comes to a man and a woman. Some people believe that a woman don't have a lot of rights like a man does. But in reality, I can say that in some things, yeah.
No.
Oh, what do you think about that?
No, because even the world is changing here, even in America and all across the nation due to the fact.
I think when the world really gonna change when we have a woman president. I think
I know it's only in America. That's only in America. That's all I see. Because look at London. London had a queen for years. Queen Elizabeth is still kicking and rolling, and she's still running the country at the end of the day. So come on, and that has nothing to do with anything. The thing is, though, is that men in the United States was always about protecting their women, first and foremost. Now women wanted their rights to kick in. They wanted their stability. They want to show that they're just as good as men. And a lot of it, what people don't realize is that changed due to the fact that in overseas countries, they started noticing that women were better than men in certain things. Like, for example, during World War.
But their ego doesn't let them.
Yeah.
But I think it has to do with ego.
Okay, I'll show you an example. Let's take a sniper, for example. All right? In the sniper unit, overseas, they've been doing it for years before they started doing it over here in America. They already have figured out that a woman's heartbeat's more steadier than a man's. So a woman shooting is going to be more precise and more accurate than a man.
Because of the patience.
Because of the patience, the breathing technique, and the heartbeat rate. You're not rushing. A woman's more steadier than a hand. It's just like now in the construction field, you see more women out there welding than you do men. Why? Because when a man is welding, his hand is like this, shaking majority of the time because of his heartbeat.
Tell me about it. I remember the first time that you took me over there because I keep telling him that I want to be able to, weld, because I watch Fortune Fire.
Oh, yeah.
And I love that show. So I tell him every time I watch the show, I'm like, oh, I wish one day you'll teach me. Do you teach me how to do this, do that? And he finally did took me because he went to do this side job out there at his work. And I did it. And to be in my first time, how did I do?
You did really good. You did really excellent. Believe it or not, after the first 2 passes of practice, then after you started doing the welding and stuff, yeah, you did excellent. But that's what I mean, though. That's the difference between a man and a woman that people don't realize, that people underestimate the women for years. America is just now catching up with the worldwide of that, like that. If you go in history and you go look in the back history, Russia had women snipers.
Mhm.
Germany had women snipers. London had women snipers. Switzerland had women snipers.
Do you feel that they need to have more than one day of celebration, or you think that they don't make it as big of the day of Memorial Day?
No, because you have Veterans Day. Veterans Day is
It's similar to this?
It's similar to
Okay.
Veteran Day is about veterans.
So what do you think, people? The people that are tuning in, just keep, watching. Leave your comments. We're gonna be, responding. Replying. Hey, Birdman, happy holidays to you guys too. And Father M, hope you're having a good day as well. And like I said, Memorial Day, it should be more celebrated, because we lose a lot of lives that are not really trivial.
Yeah, it's true. We do lose a lot of lives, and it's not just about the lives that we lose overseas or even at home. It's about the family lives that they lose too.
Exactly.
Because, had I been active in the military right now and something would happen to me, how would you feel? How would you feel if I would have died overseas right now?
Well, I will feel like shit. I will feel bad. I will feel like there was at a point, because either way, if you think about it, the war never ends. It keeps going. You keep losing lives, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna stop from it. It just gets bigger and bigger. Look, we have a new war going on in
Ukraine.
Yeah, in Ukraine, and it just, like I said, that is a never stopping topic. And all we doing is losing people, losing our life, losing our husband, losing our brothers, losing our sisters, our wives, our kids. So it's like, is there a point for that of a war?
The point of war is to create peace, but the thing is that peace is only as far as you can make it. That's why they have war, because a peace treaty is not agreeable. So for that, you have war. A lot of wars has to do with takeover, hostile takeover. It's like, I'll show you an example. It's like when I grew up on the streets of Philly. I'm from Philly. I'm from the Badlands. If a drug dealer comes on our street and he owns the block, guess what? He owns the block. That's his block. If another person tries to come over and take over his block, guess what's going to happen? There's going to be a war. It's no matter where you go. It's all across the country here and nationwide. It's all over the world. War starts because somebody wants somebody else's property. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And peace is about being able to relinquish that property, to be able to have a stability with each other as humans, to be able to share. The one thing that you can't realize that the world doesn't yet to concept is, guess what? We have more people in the world now than we ever have, right? We have over 7 billion people.
Exactly.
Right? Now, guess what? What's one thing we don't have that can grow?
Hey, Ready Red.
What's the main thing that we don't have anymore in the world?
Comment. If you have anything to say, you want opinion, come through. We want to know what you think about this topic, because in some people, or my opinion, or Rocky's opinion, we don't agree on a lot of things that's happening now, especially with these old words that is going on. And also for my Spanish speaker, no nos hemos olvidado de ustedes. Estamos hablando un poco sobre lo que está pasando, de las guerras ahorita, de las personas, porque es un día memorial, de las personas que se están muriendo, que no vuelven o vuelven lastimadas. Cómo uno se siente de eso, que si vale la pena de que las personas que están pasando por eso, las mujeres también que van a la guerra, porque no tampoco solo los soldados, son las mujeres que son soldados, no tan solo son soldados hombres, y cómo uno se siente, y ustedes que tienen hijos que van a la guerra, esposos que van a la guerra, de verdad vale la pena de que se estén rasgando toda su vida, de que estén allá en la guerra y que al último pierden la vida. ¿Para qué? La guerra nunca va a parar. Ahorita está otra guerra en Ukraine. Entonces, ustedes digan, ¿vale la pena o es pérdida de vida? Y luego no tan solo eso, la gente que viene de la guerra no les dan buenos beneficios, no tienen, los miras afuera de la calle pidiendo dinero, les prometen cosas que no les cumplen. ¿De verdad vale la pena todo eso o ustedes qué creen? So, si hablan español, no se olviden que aquí también se habla español. Los Spanglish people, we talk English and Spanish. Whatever comment you have, you want to talk about, leave it out here. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment. And now, Father's Day is coming.
Oh, hold on. Well, first of all, like I was trying to say before you were saying what you're saying, Monica. The last thing that people don't realize, though, is like this, though, is that yes, people are growing and we have more and more people. But the thing that we are losing out on is what? Land.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what people fight over that.
Yep.
Because there's no more space.
Yep.
So what happens when you don't have no more land and everything else? You're gonna fight over it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I was getting on the point to where I was trying to talk about when I was saying that point about that there's more people than land. So now,
like changing to the subject, because you know Father's Day is coming soon, so we're gonna hit a little bit to give props and recognition to the fathers, our single fathers, fathers, grandpas, everything. You know, we gotta embrace our men, you know, because like I said, you know, it's not all about, you know, just, you know, the woman, because a man, that's a big part of a household.
Right.
So, para la gente que habla español, vamos a hablar ahorita del tema sobre el Día de los Padres porque ya se acerca. So, lo que vamos a hablar es un poquito tocar el tema de los padres solteros, de los padres, porque no tan solo la madre hace mucho en una casa o en criar a los hijos, también los padres hacen una gran parte y a veces no se valora. So, lo que vamos a hacer es vamos a estar hablando del Día de los Padres para darle un poquito de soporte y decir que los apreciamos, so we can give them a little bit of support and show them that we give them love and we appreciate everything they do. So, here we go with the hot seat. Okay, so for me,
it's more hot seat like this is like this. This is a true question.
Okay.
My question is this, and this goes for all the women out there, including the one in the hot seat right next to me. Okay. Why do women always try to find a replacement for their father?
It's not the woman tries to feel. It's not that a woman tries to replace a father in their kid's life. It's most like they just want a father figure. It's not that they replace them. I mean, if the father is not there, it's up to them. I know that sometimes when it comes to co-parenting, there's no choice that if the other part remarries or redo their life, there's always going to be another man. Like there's always going to be another woman. But it's not replacing the dad. You know, it's not replacing that.
But the majority of the cases, they do that, and that's the sad part.
But that's the fault of the mother, or that's the fault of the father, because they're not putting and they're not painting the line, saying, "Hey, you know, this is not your dad. This is your stepdad. You can count on him like a second dad, but at the end of the day, he's not your dad." You know what I mean? You always got to put the stuff straight and talk straight to your kids, because when you putting your kids through a serious situation when they have a stepfather or stepmother, you have to talk to them like an adult, not no little kids no more.
Oh yeah.
You know, because that situation is when they get confusing and there gets more of, you know, heat between the other parts.
But that's just, I'm not talking about just for a relationship with little kids too. What about adults that looking replacement for their dad? Women out there try to find that daddy figure that they had their whole life, like in their husband.
Yeah, and that's when you get or you find a good man. You know that, like they say, like the people say, you have to get a person like you like. If I'm a woman, right? A woman has to get somebody that reminds him of their dad, like treats him like their dad, because you know a girl is always daddy's little girl. So you always have to get a man that treats you like you're his little girl, no matter what.
Little princess.
Yeah, and a man, what do they say? You get somebody that treats you and loves you like your mama, right? Well, because that's why.
Yeah, but that's what I said. It's that men only want just the cooking and the cleaning for the mom. That's it. That's all you need to act like, the cooking and the cleaning. We don't need you to act like a mother. putting a belt on our asses or some shit.
But sometimes you guys need the belt because you guys sometimes don't even listen, or you guys doesn't even like act right that you guys need the belt. That's spanking.
Sometimes true. Sometimes.
Exactly.
But only in a freaky way though.
I look at you. Well, I mean that you don't get it from your mama because you don't know how your mama got down. So I don't think you wanna know how your mama got down.
Exactly. No, all jokes aside though, like I was just always curious like about that because it's like, you know, like I'm not gonna lie, like you have a lot of traits like my mother. I love my mother. My mother, you know, God forbid, you know what I mean, God bless her soul that she died over 20 something years ago, but 26 years ago. But, you know, for me to finally find the woman of my dreams later in life, I don't have any regrets because everything that I expected from, you know, that my mother would expected in a woman to be like for me, I got in you. So that's the blessing that I got.
He's kissing ass right now.
I'm not kissing ass.
He's kissing ass.
Yeah, I'm not kissing ass, y'all. I'm gonna tell you how it is, yo. My wife cooks, man handles the house, man handles the bills, keeps in shape and works out, which you guys don't realize that she's in the gym like 3 hours a day, 5 days a week. And then on top of that, takes care of her daughter, takes care of me, and shows mad responsibility. She has more on her plate than I do. I just to go out there and go to work and bring the money home.
Ready said, my mama didn't cook, so hell no. Hey, but maybe that's how you get a little extra plus in your woman, that she also knows how to cook. Exactly. And it's not nothing bad, but that's why there's fast food drive-through.
Exactly. Oh, that's wrong. That's me.
You know, but no, I mean, you know, there's a lot of women that have a lot of benefits, not only cooking wise, but it's not just saying like, oh, she cooked, or she does laundry. It's also how you treat your man.
Well, yeah.
You know, you gotta know how to treat your man right.
Am I a good husband?
Nah, no.
Oh, what?
No, you are a good husband. You are a good provider. You are a good father. You know, that's why I wanted to do this special day, because Father Day is coming, and I wanted to bring you up in the show because I wanted to, you know, like I appreciate you. I want to show women that you need to appreciate it and flatter your man and love your man, and there's nothing wrong with that.
So what makes me a good husband?
What makes you a good husband to me? Because everybody has a definition of a good husband. But you're a good husband to me because of the fact that when I met you, you know, you grew a bond with my daughter. Mm-hmm. And my daughter loved you. And you know how they say you cannot lie to the kids. Take the yes. You
can't hide nothing from kids.
Exactly. And when it came to my daughter, like you bonded with my daughter real good. You flatter me every day, every morning, even if my hair looks back wow, you know, you always tell me I look beautiful. You always wake me up with a kiss. You always wake me up with a kiss, you know, and you always wake me up, you know, like telling me how much you love me. You bring me flowers even though there's no special occasions, you know, every Friday. You take me out.
That's just me being like appreciative though. That's you know what, being a good husband, we're gonna break that up in sections. One thing being a good husband, another thing being a good dad, okay? First, me being a good husband has to do with having to appreciate the partner that I have, that I'm supportive of her, but at the same time, she's supportive of me. Because I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's like what my grandma told me when I was little, okay? A man is the head of the body. A woman is the neck. If you turn to the left, the neck turns to the left. If you turn to the right, the neck turns to the right. If you look up or down, the neck moves with it. One cannot be supported without the other, because guess what? If you break the neck, which you almost came close to doing in your accident, remember? Mm-hmm. And me too. Almost broke my neck in a motorcycle wreck a couple years back. We both could have been paralyzed from the neck down, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So then now the neck's not going to be, but guess what though? Even once you're paralyzed, when you move your head, guess what? That neck is still going to move.
Exactly.
So it's no different in partners in your life. You know, the man is the head of household, the woman is the neck. One can't do without the other. The woman is always going to support that neck. Support that head. All right. She's always going to support her man. But at the same time, though, a man can't make a final decision without the neck. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's called compromising. But if you treat your woman with respect like that, and you bring and show her even from the smallest little things of, besides special occasions like your birthday, Christmas, or wedding anniversary, or whatever case may be that we're celebrating, it's better to be able to show your woman that you appreciate just the little fine things in life. Because guess what? You get paid, men, every week. Some guys get paid every other week. The day you get paid, you quick to take money out and go blow it on this, blow it on that, and everything else. But it takes 20 minutes to ride to the nearest
gas station,
Albertsons, Walmart, pick up a dozen roses for no more than $14. Let's say you spend $20. $20 a week out of your check. I'm sure there's a lot of men out there that smoke cigarettes. I'm sure there's guys out there smoking weed. I'm sure there's guys out there blowing money on some knick-knack shit that's just bullshit. You know what I mean? But if you take your $20 right out that check, even before your wife takes money out to pay the bills or whatever, you come up with $20 out that check and go buy her some roses every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
You saying two things to her. One, you showing that you appreciate the things that she do all week for you.
Yeah.
And two, showing that you do love her and that you care for her. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's just a simple way of life. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what, though? I'm so busy in my schedule with working, studying, coming up for my family, taking care of you, trying to do for Remy, which is our daughter, and everything else, that I don't care about the money. I care about making you happy. That's my main point.
Ready. He's like, mine prefer the other kind of flowers. I know what you mean, because I prefer that flowers too. But also, he gives me that flowers too. Okay, I get every type of fucking flower. I get, what is it? The canning. What is it? The canning. What do you call it?
Oh, cannabis.
The cannabis flower.
Mm-hmm.
I will get flowers. I get roses. I get any type of flower.
The only thing I have yet to do for her, except for one time, and all the time we've been together, almost 5 years, is get her actual favorite flower. And her favorite flower is a sunflower. Yes. And I know what her favorite flower is. I just don't buy it. Because to me, it's like, that's something that I would want to give to her, like on super special occasions. Because the roses, they're a dime a dozen, they're cheap and everything. But a sunflower, like a good sunflower, that's a rare flower, is something I'd rather spend.
He's like, ready. He's like, already, he's a good guy. Okay, so he passes the test, ready? He gets a thumbs up.
Now, when it comes to Remy, now we're going to go to the father part. I met Remy when Remy was 7, right? 7? Mm-hmm. Remy was 7 years old when I met Remy.
Remy is my daughter, for people who doesn't know.
Remy was this beautiful, energetic little girl that I met that goes through a lot of stuff.
You get the thumbs up from Ready.
And I fell in love with Remy.
Mm-hmm.
Remy's not my biological, but I treat her like my biological. Mm-hmm. I treat her no different than my kids. And I love Remy with all my heart. And I've always spoiled Remy, right? Anything Remy's ever asked of me, I got her. Anything Remy would ever want, she knows she gets. Well, when we had your Mercedes, I taught her how to drive at 10. Mm-hmm. She was 10 years old. I taught her how to drive.
Yeah.
And she loved that. She's been on the back of the motorcycle with me. So she loves that. She's a little adrenaline junkie. And out of the 5 years that I've been with you, I think I've cried twice over Remy, ever. Mm-hmm. Right? Twice.
But that's what it is when stepfathers take the role really serious, when they say, I love the kids, I love the woman, but I also love what comes with you. Is the whole package. Yeah. I love your kids. And when you love your significant other's kids, that's where it shows it. And it's how they treat your kids. One thing is you can flatter the mama, buy the mama everything and everything else. But the true test is how you interact with the kids. What do you do for the kids? Or when you're doing something for your woman, do you thinking about your kid, the daughter or the kids? Like, oh, let me see if I buy her a piece of candy, a piece of gum.
It's just like what you brought home the other day. You told me the story and it kind of made me upset. It kind of made me mad. You know, remember when you told me that you had a person you know that their daughter is about to have their
Oh yeah, like let me get okay. I want to say
tell them about the story about that.
I want to say a story, and I want you guys to tell me what you guys think about this. I know a person that they're about to celebrate their kids, their quinceañera. For Latinos, you know, a quinceañera is when you celebrate. They're becoming a woman
at 15.
At 15 years old. So you make them and throw them a big party. So this woman apparently got with this man. She has 3 daughters, but the daughters are not his. Mm-hmm. So she came out of a long relationship, a bad relationship, and she said that she found a good man that accepted her with her daughters. But when it comes to her celebrating her daughter's birthday, the man decided to wash his hands and said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna, be part of it. That doesn't have nothing to do with me. That's something that you have to do because as your daughters, I'll help you only for the food," right? Very Red says, I'm familiar. My girls and what? I'm familiar. My girl is Mexican. My girl is Mexican. See, well, you will see, and if she has any daughters, Very Red, you'll see that when they turn 14, you're gonna start planning to when they turn 15 to throw the big party. Some people out here, American, they call it the sweet 16.
Yeah, but that's when you turn 16.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But they will leave it for the 16.
Yeah.
But normally us Latinos, not just Mexicans, that's all Latin America. We take it as quinceañera, and that's in 15. Quinceañera,
Yeah. So there's a difference though, Mamita, because the quinceañera and sweet 16, the sweet 16.
Hold on, let me tell you the story. You always let me get out of the story. Okay, so do you think that it's right that this man that apparently says that he's okay in loving the woman, accepting the woman's kids, is gonna end up saying, "Oh, you take care of the quince because I don't want to be part of that. That doesn't have nothing to do with me." So isn't that showing that in reality he doesn't really care for those kids because those kids are not his?
Yeah, please comment on that because me and my wife had a little bit of a debate about that. And one thing I will say like this, and my wife already knows my place on this. We already know our daughter is gonna have 2 quinceañeras, one from her biological dad and one from me.
Red. Trust me, I've been to 100 of those. And every time, you get little tips here and there and stuff. They're bomb. I don't know what, but quinceañeras, shit, you get everything. You get good food. You get a good show. Because when they do the baile sorpresas, the surprise dance, it's like you get in like a show. You see la quinceañera with her dress. So you get a lot of good things in there. So yeah. It's bomb. I like it. We went to a quinceañera not even a long time ago from my little cousin, Camila, Kimberly. Shout out. Over there in California. It was in a ranch.
Almost 2 years.
Oh, it was 2 years. That was the last quince that we went. And it was in a ranch and she was in a horse. Yeah, she was in a horse. Yeah. So she was doing a show in a horse and she was riding the horse, giving us a show and doing
this crazy shit. On our Facebook channel, you see that because I sat on the horse with her standing next to me.
Exactly,
that's that quinceañera she's talking about.
Red, exactly. If you're gonna be down, be all the way down. Exactly. You're just not gonna be like, I'm down just for the mom. Yeah, I love your kids, but when it comes to it, you're gonna be like, yeah, I don't got it right now. Ask your baby daddy.
See, and
that's the thing because I'm gonna talk about this because my husband, when it comes to my daughter, he spoils my daughter like rotten. My daughter, he doesn't put my daughter. He spoils my daughter that much that my daughter, when she wants something, she'd rather go with him first than me.
Well,
that's how bad.
Well, but then again, though, like I said, though, Remy's only made me cry twice. Mm-hmm. And the 2 times Remy ever made me cry, the first time Remy ever made me cry was when we were walking the dogs, and she bluntly asked me, and she's like, Rocky, can I ask you a question? And I was like, sure, baby, you can talk to me about anything. And she was like, why do I have more in common with you than my own dad? Mm-hmm. And I told her, I said, I don't know, baby. I said, me and you, we just have a lot of the same characteristics. We have a lot of the same traits. We love animals, especially dogs. We loved adrenaline rush stuff. You know, we love to have fun. We like to race. We like to have fun, and we always got along. And that's why I love Remy. I would never change Remy. I never want to change Remy. I love her the way she is.
Ready Red. It says, Maricruz, you did good and you're smart. Oh, trust me. Like you say, fool me once, shame what? What is the saying? Fool me once,
shame on you.
Shame on you. Exactly. And that's in life in general. Shit. When you go through life and you go through different relationships, for you to, in order to go through the same thing over and over again, is because you're a dumbass. And I ain't no dumbass. Like you said, I'm smart and I don't do my mistakes over again. Once one person did what they did, I moved on and I get better. Like they say, I upgrade. I don't downgrade.
Don't get it wrong, guys.
People make their mistakes. I'm not saying he's
exactly.
perfect.
I'm not perfect. Don't get it twisted, guys. I'm not perfect by no means.
Hell nah.
I try to be, but I'm not perfect. Okay. But
you changed.
But I will say this though. What makes me a good husband to my wife is that we've been together for almost 5 years, married for over 3. And this is the problem with people out there in society with relationships. That this is why they don't last, and this is why the marriage or the relationship doesn't work, is because they're not with the right partner. Because if you were really loving your partner, there's a difference between loving somebody
and attraction
and being in love with somebody. Okay, I fell over heels new
since the day one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The lightning, at nighttime, it was dark out. I still got struck by lightning.
And you know how they say, at night everything looks beautiful.
Exactly.
You don't really know how the people look because either you're fucked up, you're drunk, you don't even know what the real fucking how they look until the next day when you invite them out. You're like, oh shit, that was you.
Yeah.
Shit.
But see, like I said though, I'm still in love with my wife, like madly in love with her, and she knows it.
And you know what? I'm gonna put him on the spot because the first day when he told me he loved me, shit, he got caught because he's like, I love you, and it was like what, like a couple, like a month,
like about a month after we got.
I know, and then he because he got me out of surprise. He's like, I love you, and I'm like, what? Huh? What are you saying? Yeah, and then he's like, Would if I would tell you I love you, would you think it's super fast? I'm like, what if you feel like saying I love you? You can tell me you love me, but shit, you know, I got the what? Well, that's.
No. But the thing is, though, that I fell in love with my wife very fast. I fell in love with her since the first time I laid eyes on her.
Yeah.
And yeah, but
he's ready. He's like, I did that a few times, being drunk at a club.
Nah, see, I wasn't drunk. That's the worst part, right?
I was a drunk one.
No, you weren't even drunk. You were going into the club that night.
Oh yeah.
So that's where your problem is. Right?
I was gonna say he took advantage of me.
Exactly. That's the problem. If you drinking and you ain't sober, to feel that is different than when you sober and feeling that emotion. You drunk, you're not feeling that emotion. You just feeling the
horniness.
Yeah,
you just horny.
Exactly. But if you sober and you feel that way and you feel that struck night, that lightning bolt hits you, to where like I told my homeboy even that night, I was like, she's gonna be my wife, and he's like, whatever. She still don't believe me to this day, and look, she still ended up being my wife. I still ended up being married to her, and I can put.
I didn't have no choice. I didn't have no choice.
She shut, from the histories I know, she shut down a lot of dudes that proposed to her. And guess what? I'm the only one that she said yes to. So guess what? I must have done something.
That's what I'm saying. Like I said, when you go through certain situations, sometimes you're just ready to hang up the boot. You're ready to, be in a relationship.
But we were both coming from a lot of problems too, though.
I was coming in a relationship problems.
You just came out of a relationship, and me, I was basically like starting all over when I came to Cali. You know what I mean? When I first moved to Cali, I didn't have nothing. What was I? I was staying in a motel. My car.
Oh, and guys, also when when the woman is right for you and the one for you, and then she's the ride and die, because a lot of persons nowadays, they tell you, I'm a ride and die bitch. I'm down for my man. No, when a woman is down for you like that, ride and die, is when you don't have nothing and you're struggling, and she decides to just hit the ride with you, and doesn't matter if you got it or not. Exactly. And then she has your back and she's there to lift you up. That's when you know you have a ride or die. Because when I met this man, like I know he has a job that he makes good money, right? But when I met him, because his job is like, what is your job? Tell them a little bit what you do.
I do construction, guys. I just put it like that. I do construction. I was a journeyman iron worker.
In that time, and you know how the job varies. You know, it goes one. You have job one time, and then in another time you're out of job for 2 months or a month, whatever. Depends if you move around to look for a job faster. Yeah. So when I got with him, he happened to lose his job a week after I got with him.
But I was almost completed the job.
Exactly. So if I was a person because I knew how much money he made, you know, because he makes good money. But if I was that type of person, I would have been like, you know what, deuces, you know, you ain't bringing nothing, you ain't get. But what I did, I was like, I know how it is to struggle. I know how it is to come up from the dirt, you know, and so. You know, you're a good man.
And mind you guys, I was new to Cali. I'm not from Cali. I'm not even from the West Coast. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Philly. So I had no family, no friends, no homies. I didn't go out and party like that. I wasn't out there to drink like that. When I met her, I've already been in her hometown for like over a month working straight and never went to a club. I don't drink to get drunk. I don't go out there like this and that. I'm not that type of dude. So when I finally did want to go out dancing, you know, because I love to dance, just like my wife, that's one of our big adventures. And I seen her and met her. First thing I did is dance with her. And, you know, me being Puerto Rican, of course I know how to dance. I've been dancing since I was little. So with that being said, that would
Philly, go Cowboys. Philly is with the thumbs down.
Oh, what? Just because I'm from Philly don't mean I'm an Eagles fan, all right? You know what I'm saying? Sorry, but
Cowboys.
I'm like my mother. I know, but Cowboys ain't even from Philly. Cowboys are from Texas.
Oh.
So he's a Cowboys.
From a Cowboys fan.
He's a Cowboys fan.
And he's in Philly down.
Yeah, you don't like Philadelphia like that, but I'm an East Coast person. So, but the thing is, though, is like this, though, is that like the one thing that I will give my wife mad props for is when we started dating, when we got together.
I show my true self. You know what I mean? That's what I was talking about when I was doing the show with my co-host Berman. This is what I was talking about. A woman shows themselves, and if guys don't want to see the red lights, it's because they're so much into seeing the attraction, and that's when it hits them later when they're inside of the relationship. You get bad baby mamas, or you get bad women that drags them to no good, you know. And the thing is that you gotta elevate your partner, elevate your relationship, elevate your man. Like you said, you have to walk with your man side by side, not your man in front of you, not your man behind you. You have to be walking hand by hand. And that's one thing what we do. When I'm feeling down, or I don't feel like doing something, or I feel nervous to do something, what he does, he pushes me. He's like, no, go ahead and do it. Try it. You know, if it doesn't work, at least tried it, and you see that, you know.
What's the thing that I try to teach you?
He's my hype man, practically. He's my hype man.
But what's the one thing I try to teach you? What's the thing I always teach you? If you fail at something, then you become a failure. But if you fail a test, or if you fail at something and you keep on trying, that's not you being a failure. Because eventually you're going to pass that test and succeed.
Exactly.
So when you succeed, how do you become a failure? A failure is a person who does something, works hard for it, fails it, and then gives up on it. That's a failure. Like
they say, you can fall yourself 1,000 times. It's not how you fall. It's how you pick yourself up. Exactly. And how many times you have the strength to pick yourself up. That's what it is. Right.
And the only thing that you can be, look, that's the difference between a man and a woman. Okay, this is the thing back to the original subject. A woman is naturally gifted to be a mom, because she's giving birth to that child. She knows how to take care of that child. She gonna know what that child is. A man is not naturally gifted to be a dad. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There are great dads out there. There are great fathers out there. But you're
single fathers too.
Exactly.
And the world is not just only single mothers. There's actually single fathers out there that giving hard work. And sometimes it's not even in their choices to be single fathers. Sometimes the mom dies in giving birth. Sometimes, you know, something happens to the mom, you know, and they have
situations to where, you know, there's a dude I know that he's a single dad due to the fact that the mom was a junkie.
Exactly.
And he didn't want the baby to be around it. He didn't want the baby to be raised around it. And they weren't together. And he's been raising his son all by himself. And he did a good job raising his son. He's a good man. I knew him from work.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. That's what see. Ready. His moms get on drugs. Yeah. Nowadays, that's more easier. More women are more drug addicts than men.
Exactly.
And that's crazy and that's sad because now the man has to step up into the plate, and it's hard because some men don't even want to step into the plate. That they just rather just walk away, and then you see all these kids all raising their own self.
It's just like, look, you don't have to be a dad to be a father figure. That's where the misconception of being a father or being a father figure is. You don't have to be their dad, even through a relationship or anything. You could be a father figure to somebody. You know how many mentors I have that are like father figures to me? I have a guy, I known him, I don't know, probably about 10 years now. His name is David Hales. I love this man. This man is like a dad figure. For my career, he helped my career. He saved my career. He mentors me when I have a safety question. And he has his own son. His son just graduated from the Union Academy not too long ago, about 3 years ago, and everything. But I love that man like a dad. You know what I mean? Like, he's my favorite mentor. If I have a safety question when I'm working as a safety manager on a project, man, if I have something that I don't know, I call him. I don't have it. He answers my phone. Hey, what's up, bud? Hey, what do I do about this situation? Da da da. I was like, well, you gotta look it up. Da da da. But this is what I would look into. I was like, all right, thank you. And he's always been there for me, no matter what. You can be a father figure to anybody. It does not mean that you have to be in a relationship with a woman to be a father figure. You could be a father figure just as in being able to communicate with a kid or communicate with a young man. It's like recently, like you've seen, what was it, the case that with the youngster who was what, 18, 19, went into school, started shooting all those kids at the elementary school?
Oh, the Texas shooting massacre?
Like, come on, think about it. If he would have had a mentor or a father figure around when he had those problems or issues or debates or thoughts in his mind, he would have been away from that. Why? Because he would have been trained right and taught right.
Yeah, but the thing is that they said that he was a quiet person, keeping it to himself, like really like didn't talk to nobody. So the mother was saying that he never expected his son to do that because of the fact of that he was always like to himself.
But
those are the ones that are going through depression. Those are the ones that need to be talked to because they need of attention and they're screaming for attention.
I mean, I don't know the whole story. I don't know if his dad was in his life or not.
I don't know. I just know that they said that the mom was. It was
just the mom we ever seen. But the thing is, though, like this, though, no matter if his dad was there or not there, apparently that male figure wasn't properly there in the right way to be able to help that boy or that young man out in a way to where it could be able to be recognized the right way. And that's the thing that's about me. I'm that type of man that I would never let that happen to any of my children, no matter what. I don't give a damn who it is. You know what I mean? And anybody who's got a problem with it, they can all, kiss where the sun don't shine, honestly, tell you the truth, because I don't care. Because there ain't nobody's going to stop me from being there for my children, you know what I mean, to guide them in the right way when they know that, okay, you may have your mom and you may have your real dad, but guess what, though? You have me too. And at the end of the day, I'm always going to be there. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that's what people that been around our family and been around me and Remy, they can't understand the relationship that me and Remy have, because me and Remy have that type of, there's times I got yelled at by her. Don't get me wrong. I got yelled at by my wife, for playing too rough with Remy. Like when we would play football with a football, oh, you're throwing harder. Yeah, but Remy's a tomboy. She likes roughness. So that's the thing she don't get.
I'm a tomboy too, but Remy, it's like I'm a mama bear,
Exactly.
I'm just overprotective with my daughter, that's all it is.
But I've never heard her. I've never heard Remy.
If you would have heard her, you would not be here next to me right now.
Exactly.
Trust me.
But like I said, though, at the end of the day, the thing is, though, is that, trying to be a good dad is all I can be. I'm not the perfect dad. I don't try to be a perfect dad. All I can be is a good dad. And as long as I love my children and love my daughter the way I love her, then nobody can take that from her, including anybody else in our family. You know what I'm saying? Because don't get it wrong. There are going to be obstacles. There's going to be people that want to try to take that sunshine from you guys. There's people that's going to be over there trying to say, oh, why you put more into this, into that. No, it's not.
And then also, like, even though I have my issues with my baby daddy, at the end of the day, I gotta recognize that no matter what, however he's doing it, good or bad, he's still stepping up to the plate because he has her in his possession. So I want to give, good props and recognitions to that. The issues that I have between me and him, and the issue that he wants to push it out more bigger than what it is, that's not including my daughter. That's his situation, and that's his own personal issues. That it has nothing to do with me because I already squashed the issues, the problems between me and him. It's just some people can get over it, some people can move on, But I can say that he's a good father to my daughter, and that's why my daughter is still in his position like that. Because
I mean, not just my daughter.
He's a good provider.
He's a good man. He is a good man. Don't get me wrong. I will say that Remy's father is a good man. He just needs to
let go of the past and let go of
being able to share life, period.
Yes.
That's what it really is down to it. Is that he just needs to work on being able to share himself or share his life. Because we know the backstory of his situation, and we're not going to put that on blast, but we know the backstory of it. He knows the backstory of his life, and that's what happens. And the backstory of his is almost similar to mine. I'm not gonna say lie, guys. I'm the way I am because I didn't have a father in my life. My father was in prison.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people's past in childhood defines what the person that they are now in the present life. A lot of people, they're not mean people or evil people. It's just life made them hard. Life made them hard for the fact it's like, they grew up like a thick skin. So for them, that's their mechanism of defense, of protection. It's not that they're mean people, bad people. It's just that's how they protect themselves because of the fact how life had treated them.
But see, that's also, that thick skin also can be a downfall, especially as a parent, because that thick skin, what people don't realize, that thick skin that you have is going to roll over to your child. And when you roll that over to your child and your child starts thinking that way too, they think that's okay. And in all reality, it's not. And that's where a lot of problems with mothers and fathers to this day have, you know what I mean? Because they do certain things. It's just like, for example, there are women out there that go out there and hide things from their children. Why hide anything? You never hid Remy from me. I'm not gonna say her like she never hid Remy from me. She told me about Remy from day one.
Yeah, but there's one. Yeah, that's what me. I'm not gonna introduce a person that I'm really getting to know to my daughter.
You did that right. That's what I'm saying though. But there's other women that do the opposite. There's other women that rush into that.
Yeah, they do that because they're being more woman than a mother.
Exactly.
And when you know that you're a mother and you overprotected over your kids, you're gonna fucking do anything to make sure ain't nothing gonna hurt your kids. One thing, like us, like person, that's a mistake. If we wanna start with a person or we start a relationship with a person and it doesn't go good, hey, it's our mistake, and it's gonna be, or how to say, it's gonna be more a mistake, and it's gonna be our downfall. But to put our kids through this, meeting different dudes or different women, it's like you're confusing the kids. Why would you want to do that?
Exactly. And that's one thing that, like, if you can be a man to bond with a child, period, and have a great bond with that child, and show that child that she has a secondary stability, or
a second home, an open arm house,
or another line of support,
or a mom or dad, a mom or stepmom or stepdad that is willing to love them like is their own parents. That because you never know, life is not promised, like I said before, to nobody. You don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. You don't know what's gonna happen. Even if you go to sleep tonight, you don't know if you're gonna wake up. Exactly. But you can promise that your kids' securities if you really want to promise that. But that's up to you.
You also have to be open too, though. You have to, as a man and as a woman, y'all have to be open about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be open about the decisions that you make. You know what I mean? You have to be open about the relationship that you want to grow and have with that child. If you don't have that type of relationship with that child, you're not going to succeed with that child. That child can hate you. That child can resent you. You know what I mean? Like anything can happen. You know, some children, you know, there's some incidents that some families go through to where the dad's dating a new woman or the woman's dating a new man. And guess what though? The kid's so resentful that they want their mom and dad back together so much that
And, and then manipulate the situation.
Exactly.
And everything else. Because I also know, like, I'm gonna tell you another story that I heard like this week past. There was this situation about a girl that the parents separate themselves, and the girl ended up leaving with the dad. When they were going to visit the dad, he had another wife already, and the wife introduced the daughter that she's probably like 13, 14, but not, no, now she's 14. She's gonna be 15. But the daughter got introduced into drugs and alcohol through the stepmom.
Yeah.
So I guess the mom and the dad talked to each other and said that they were gonna try to work it out to get like a little bit more observation of the daughter, to be more closer, to try to put her in the straight line, to take her out of drugs, to clean her up and everything else. So the mom and the dad end up going back together. But now the daughter is always, every time she gets mad, what she does is she throws on his mother's face like, my stepmother was better than you. I wish that my dad was with my stepmother. I'd rather be with her than you. So it's like all the hatred is not the same. It's just not the same, because the kids are, once you damage and you break up that relationship, and especially like I said, I understand you start a new relationship and everything, but to be too comfortable with your kids with other parents, like, I don't know, I'm comfortable with my husband, with my daughter.
Oh yeah.
But I'm also on it too, you know, not because I know he's a good man and he's a good person and he treats her good. I'm gonna be with the blinds in my eyes, because you know how they've been. Like, there's parents raping step parents raping their step kids, hurting them, treating them like shit when the mom is not around.
Yeah.
Like, I don't play that shit, you know, shit. I don't give a fuck. When my daughter was little, I would take my daughter to the fucking shower. Like, she would sit down right there in the side of the shower, and she would be right there. Mm-hmm. And I would be in the shower because I needed to make sure where she was at. I don't trust nobody with my daughter, because you see a lot of crazy shit, crazy stories going on nowadays, and they fuck up their life for the rest of their life, and those kids are really leaving to fuck up their life like that. Oh hell no!
Yeah.
You know,
that's why I say though, like, you know, like, that's why I say, like, it's all about the way you do parenting. Don't get me wrong, people. There's a lot of good parents out there. There's a lot of them.
And single parents too, that they're working hard, they bust their ass, they try to give their kids a better life. They go out there, they try to spend time with their kids. Parents are separately, and they still trying to make it work, like co-parenting. There's some good co-parenting out there. So good props to that. But those are mature people. That's what I call them. The people that do good co-parenting, they're mature and they got over the past, and they realize that the thing is about their kids. It's not about them.
Exactly.
But there's not a lot of level of matureness in a lot of people nowadays.
Nope. And it's all about the woulda, coulda, shoulda, or what could I had, or what could I have, or what I lost, or this and that. It's irrelevant. You know what I mean? Why worry about something that you should have? If it was meant to be to work out, you still would have been together. But it wasn't meant to be. So for that, why are you going to damage the child and hurt the child when you guys can work as a team to be able to make sure that child is good and everything's okay? That's the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when it comes to our daughter, Remy has 2 dads and a mom. She only got 1 mom, and she has 2 dads. And, you know, she loves both.
That I know, because shit, I don't know what the fuck is his life, you know, and I don't really give a fuck. Like, that's him. As long as, like I said, as long as you treat my daughter good and whoever you with treats her good, the rest doesn't really matter to me, because then I will be whooping some ass. That's for that for sure.
Well, that is true, but
you know, like, I don't care. Like, when it comes to my daughter, like, I'm a really overprotected.
But it's like this. I'll show you an example. Like, I've been there for Remy through thick and thin. Yeah. And there's times I've had to leave work and drive 500, 600, 700 miles because of emergencies to be there for her. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With my wife. And if you guys think that because I make good money or because my wife has a good life and everything else, that means anything to me, let's get something straight right here and now. And my wife will back me up on it. I don't give a shit about money. Money is replaceable. Money is easy to replace. But my children or my family, that's unreplaceable. And there's a lot of dudes out there that think that because I'm behind the scenes or that I'm not around or that of this and that I'm some soft ass nigga. Let's get something straight right here and now. I ain't no soft ass nigga. I ain't no bitch nigga. I ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it real. Like, what's mine is mine. Okay, this is legally my wife. This ain't no, you know, play housewife or not. No, I'm legally married. You know, these are real rings. We got married in the church. We got married by the law. You know what I mean, and everything else. So, you know, people that think they can go out there and disrespect my wife.
So we're gonna do a little recap when it comes to.
And that's the same thing for my daughter too. So don't think you're gonna hurt my daughter. That's just my daughter. Remy's mine. You know what I mean? She has her real dad, but that's my daughter, and I'm just as big as a papa bear as she is the mama bear. I don't play that, and Remy knows it, and she knows it. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, let's recap a little bit when it comes to like turn up them Playboy. You know, so like let's recap. So some topics we have hit in the other shows, and I want to hit it with you being a man, you know, and you being in front of the scene instead of being behind the scene. So one of the topics that was hit, that is when it comes the show that I did first was, is it okay for a man to look at other women, or do you think that it's bad that a man flatters another woman? Okay, your perspective, and you being married, and you being, I don't want to put you in the spot, but I'll put you. I don't know. I mean, you cannot be put. I don't see it like you put it in the spot. I just think that
you know my opinion.
I want your perspective because you know some topics were played over there or touched, and that was some people's opinion. But I want to hear another man's opinion.
Yeah, because I was at work when you did your show.
You know, so I want to know what do you feel about a man looking at other women or having other women's picture in their Facebook when they're not in that relationship with the person, or when you're walking with your woman side to side. How do you feel that if a woman is attracted, like they said, there's going to be attractive woman, but did that give you title for you to disrespect your woman right there and then?
Okay, that's two different questions.
Doesn't say answer them all. It doesn't matter.
Okay, first of all, no, it's not right or cool in any means necessary to be able to disrespect your woman. That's your woman. If that's your woman, that's your woman. No matter if she's skinny, petite, chunky, thick, heavy, fat, whatever. If that's your wife, that's your woman, that's your main relationship, your only relationship, and everything that's supposed to be in your relationship, then no. What do you need to go out there and look at something else for if you have everything you have at home? That's first of all.
Ready said Latina women be jealous as fuck. Hell yeah, because we know what is ours and what belongs to us, and what is ours and nobody else.
That's true. But
okay,
but like Ready says that for Latinas, guess what? Latinos are the same way, homie. So you know what I'm talking about. So just to be clear, no. Is it presentable and okay for a man to do that? Fuck no. I'm gonna say hell no on that. Because if you looking at another woman, you're leaving too many options to have too many things that happens. One,
leading to
you getting to cheating. Two, you como you say, antagonizing a fight. You try to promote a fight, because guess what? You giving that other woman props to be able to come over and say that thinks she looks better than your woman, thinks that she could take her man and everything else. Why put you in that? Why, first of all, as a man, why would you even put yourself in that position? And second of all, if you truly love your woman, ain't nothing out there gonna be more important than your woman. Like I said at the beginning of the show, guys, I'm in love with my wife. I'm still in love with my wife. So to me, there ain't no woman, no female out there. I don't give a damn ass who she is, what she look like. She could floss all the hell she wants. She still ain't gonna make my eyes twist.
If you want a badass bitch, go pay her surgery and let it be that woman look good for you. Because now being a bad bitch, like physically wise, you can pay for that.
Exactly.
But mentally and spirit wise, you will never find a badass bitch. You know, it like she can look bad bitch outside, but the inside they're gonna be empty as fuck, gold diggers, or like chicken heads, dumb. You know.
Okay, so that was answer the number one question. The number two question was, is it okay for men to have pictures of their past? Okay, I'm going to say this, guys. If you have pictures of your past, or if you have a social media page, then you're a dumbass.
You're not over it.
Okay? Because that means
deep inside, you still...
Exactly, because on the cool, you're leaving too many open doors. First of all, it's disrespectful to your woman. My wife will tell you, I have no social media. None. I don't have any social medias. I have my YouTube, I have my business account, and that's it. I don't mess around with social media because I don't need somebody come creeping up in the past. Oh, how you doing? And whatever. Nah, I'm good. I don't need that temptations. Okay? You guys can call me lame. You guys can call me old fashioned. You can call me, I'm like my grandpa. Okay? I leave out in the morning, I go to work. Before I leave this house, I give my wife a kiss. When I go to break, I call my wife. Hey baby, you okay? Yeah, okay. You have a good day, have a great workout. Lunchtime, I call my wife. Hey baby, I'm taking lunch. How's your day? Okay. Before I leave work, before I'm on my way home, I call my wife. Baby, I'm on my way home. Okay, puppy, I'll see you in a couple minutes. And the reason why I do that shit is because I have a dangerous job. So I could die anytime during the day. I do iron working normally, you know what I'm saying? And I do safety management and construction work. There's guys that died and got killed 5-10 feet away from me, and I've seen it. I ain't trying to be one of them, you know what I'm saying? So if something would happen to me, she knows the last thing that came out of my mouth is I love her. That's first and foremost. Second of all, why the hell do I need any temptation for anything? I don't go out there. You guys can call me what you want, a punk, pussy whip, whatever. I don't care. I'm not.
No, it's because I got
Hold on. Put that thing on me. I'm gonna say this. Real talk. You guys go out there with your homies, shooting pool, going get drinking, having fun. Yeah, that's all cool and dandy. Until the other hyena comes up to you and starts talking shit to you and blowing shit in your ear while you're drunk and tipsy, and then next thing you know, you want to get a quickie or whatever, or take that chick home, and then you calling your main girl home, say, oh baby, I'm messed up, you know, I think I'm gonna sleep in the car, or whatever. You know, see, now you're putting yourself in position. I don't do that. If I want to go out to the bar and shoot pool, guess who's with me? My right hand. She right here next to me. I don't need to worry about no shit. You know what I'm saying? I can get mine anytime I want, any place I want with my wife. You know what I'm saying? My wife is my ride or die. She's with me everywhere. We want to go to the movies, we go to the movies. We want to go to the flea market, we go to the flea market. We do everything together. We are hip to hip.
Sometimes we even go shit together now.
Oh, now you joking. But the only time that we are truly apart, only time that me and my wife have our space, honestly, is when I go to work. Okay? And the thing is, though, is that when I go to work, that's the only time we're apart. But when I come home from work or when I'm off, I'm with my wife every day, every waking moment. Because why? Because I love her that much. And there's nothing I can't do with her that I can do with a dude. Don't get it twisted, guys. I'm lucky and blessed because I got a tomboyish type of wife. So if I want to go throw a football in the backyard, I can throw a football with my wife. And my wife got a good-ass spiral. So granted on that. But besides that, though, life, you know, if I want to go shoot archery, my wife shot archery with me. We want to go shoot guns, we go shoot guns. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, though.
You got to find the one.
Have to find
because if you don't find the one, then you're not going to have a good time.
And that's another thing with probably you men out there, too, though, is that you think that you can't learn nothing from a woman. Don't get it freaking twisted. My wife is 14 years younger than me, and I learned shit from my wife. But guess what, though? I also teach my wife a lot of shit, too. And she's, the way she is, progressing more and more and more with her wisdom at her young age, because of the wisdom that she learned from me that I already succeeded in life with. So that's the point of having a good relationship, is you transfer that knowledge to your partner. Because guess what? I'll show you an example, guys. And please comment. Any of you guys out there or any women that you out there, please comment to this question. Let's say you're in a relationship. You learned a lot from your man, and you have a child with that man, and that man dies, and he can't teach your son or your daughter the knowledge that he has. who's left to teach the knowledge that the dad had? The wife. So if you teach your wife everything that you know as a husband, guess what though? That child is going to know everything that daddy knew from the wife because daddy done taught the wife. And it's vice versa with the woman too. You know what I mean? If I would lose my wife, I know my wife was a model. I know my wife was a exotic, a professional dancer.
Damn, you gonna put me out there like I was a stripper?
No, you're never a stripper,
Man.
but I know my wife is
Let me.
major sex appeal. I know my wife how her shopping habits are. I know how my wife thinking habits are.
We know it's better he knows me in and out. That's what he's trying to say in short words.
So if anything would ever happen to where something would ever happen to my wife and we had a child and I had to raise that child by myself, don't think for 1 second that she's not gonna know her mama left to right. She's gonna know everything about her mama.
Because it's the thing, you want your kids to follow your legacy and to keep the legacy alive. You know, you want your kids to like what you like, to do what you did, you know, to get into whatever you did when you were young or your passion it is. And if you're in love with the person and you know the person in and out, you will inject that to your kids and they can be the best version of you.
Exactly. It's like the other day remember the shooting show I was watching with the little girl? There's a little girl out there on YouTube. I give him a mad shout. I love the dad. The dad, he's about his daughter. He owns a gun, like gun shooting show, and he has his daughter on there. And his daughter can shoot her little butt off. Trust me, she's a good shot, really good. Like, and she's over there shooting shotguns, rifles, handguns, and she knows her guns. But she didn't learn that from her mom. She learned that from her dad. I mean, granted, you know what I mean. And the thing is, though, is like this, though, is that's what I'm talking about is exceeding your knowledge to your child. That's what makes you a good parent. That's what makes you a good dad. You know, it's not just moms that are good parents, dads too. You know what I mean? But you have to be like that and want to be like that. If you choose to be that way, that's the choices that you guys make. And that's the option that you guys have to have. But it all starts with the foundation. And it's like building a building or building a house or anything else. First, you got to lay down the foundation. That's the concrete. Well, what's the concrete? Right here. This is the concrete. Anything else above that, it's the rest of the family. It's what you built the legacy with. You want to build your house, you can have a whole bunch of glass windows, but guess what? Glass windows break, you know?
Exactly.
But if you have a good, strong foundation, your house ain't gonna fall over. You know what I mean? You can have all the steps you want in that house. It's never gonna fall over. It's not gonna grow up crooked.
Exactly.
You know? It's the same thing. You know, people try to use a tree for the tree with roots. Yeah, you got good roots, you gotta have a good tree. Same thing. Come on, people, like, you know, I love being a dad. You know, I love being a teacher. But most importantly, though, I love being a husband to my wife because I know my wife is happy. You know, and we built a lot, and we're going to continue building. And that's why I know that I don't be scared with my wife or be worried about my wife because I know my wife ain't going nowhere due to the fact that I know that she's truly happy in her life with me. Yeah. And that's the success that we have that we're building that, and don't get me wrong, we love to joke. We love to make jokes. We like watching comedy movies. You know, we love Cat Williams. Hey, Cat, mad proud to see your dad.
Yeah, for example, we went to the movies yesterday.
Oh yeah.
We went to watch this movie that is
the new Top Gun movie, Maverick.
Exactly. And I mean, I'm not a movie fanatic, you know, but when there's a good action and good story and or true stories, I'm down and I'm with it. You know what I mean? I don't mind doing it with him, working, doing it with him and everything else. Like, I'm down to be open minded, and then I end up liking it. Like, when you really want to bond with your husband and your partner, you force yourself to compromise, to do it with him, to, you know, to do certain things that you wouldn't do it, and to sometimes get you out of your element. I love movies. I'm not gonna say I'm like no type of movies. I'm just saying that there's some movies that I would not want to see, but I know he likes it and he's a fanatic of it. So I go for it just because he likes it, just because it's gonna make him happy. And it's a balance, you know, between both of you guys when it comes to relationship. And to embrace your man, here we go back again to the same. It's all about embracing, loving, and having equalness with your partner and your man, because men do a lot of part in a relationship, because a relationship is of two, a woman and a man, and that is, you got to give them the same prop. You cannot be feeling like one is on top of the other. You both equal and you guys both the same.
And like I said, though, to all you veterans out there, I appreciate your service. I thank you for your service, and I'm proud of every one of you guys that are doing your best to try and fight for what you believe in and what just be careful, be safe. That's the most important thing. As far as you dads out there, times have changed, man. Like, we have to step up as a plate to be better fathers, better role models for our children, and
Exactly.
and even kids that are not even ours. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of men out there that I see that take their time and ways to be able to go out there and mentor other kids. That don't have fathers. And everything else. Hey, the guys that do that, I give you guys mad love and respect. Mad love and
Exactly.
respect, because at least you stepping up to the plate for even a stranger. And that's better than something. It's better than nothing.
If I had a shot right now of tequila, I will take it for you guys. One shot for them. There it is.
So, but with that said, though, guys, happy Memorial.
But let me answer one more question that is
here we go.
here, because I appreciate very red that was here tuning in from the beginning to the end,
Yes.
and was communicating, interacting with me. Thank you for being supportive and for being with talking to us. But he said, "Do y'all watch sport together?" Yeah,
Boxing.
no, boxing.
And
I'm
UFC.
obsessed. I'm
Yes.
obsessed with boxing, UFC.
Martial arts.
But yeah, I'm obsessed with that every
Now,
Friday,
football,
Saturday.
baseball, she's not into it. I'm more.
No, I will watch it, but then I will get bored. I'm like, but when it comes to boxing, UFC, shit, I'm there. Like, I'm over there more into it than him. I like seeing people getting their ass whooped.
But it's not just that. She just be talking mad smack because she's over there like, why is he doing this? Like, why is he not trying to do this?
I know, I get so into it. Like, I'm getting into all the sports. I want to get to learn new sports, because, like I said, I like to play it. It's not that I'm not into sport. I'm into sport by playing it and acting to it.
Yeah.
But to be watching it, I get super bored.
Yeah.
It's not that I get bored. It's just like I feel like, okay, maybe because I don't get it. Maybe I have to get into it and everything else. Yeah.
But when it comes to boxing and martial arts, like, UFC, Pride, Bellator, all that stuff, she's really into it, guys. Like, she really likes to fight. Now, if it came to like,
he said Errol Spence is my guy.
Oh, now I will say this.
Who's my new UFC fighter that I love? That he's what?
Oh,
Cuban?
Cruz. Yeah.
Cruz.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's badass, man. Like, I like him, and I like the.
But that's not from UFC though. That's from Bellator fight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, he's my new favorite fighter right there.
One of our new favorite, because he's Latino.
It's not that because he's Latino.
He's really good.
It's just like I told him, he's smooth on his fights. Because some fighters just hit just to hit. They even hit the air, and they just hitting just to hit. He takes his time, like, to study the person before he's gonna give the next hit. He's just chilling with it, He no, for real.
This is what I deal with.
No, for real. He's like chilling with it, He's not even stressing it, Like, while other people are like ready, like, like, nah, he's over there like, okay, motherfucker, throw your first punch, because while you're hitting to the right, I'm hitting you with the left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's good.
He has a great ground game. He likes slamming people. He likes to take them to the ground. So
exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing that these guys don't realize, though, is that, like, I've also trained my wife too, so she knows she knew how to fight before me, but she learned a lot more stuff after being with me, because I've taught her boxing, kickboxing, and stuff like that. And then our daughter Remy, she's got deadly hands, and she's only, Remy's 12 now, 13 now. I'm sorry, baby, 13. She just turned 13.
No, next month is 13.
Oh, 13 next month.
Look, you don't even remember her.
I remember her birthday.
He's over here bragging that he's this and that, and he's getting her birthday.
I know she's gonna get mad if I tell her. No, I know, Remy, she's gonna get mad when I say she's 12. Like, no, I'm about to be 13. So you know how kids are. It's a month before, 2 weeks before their birthday. You gotta be 13. So, and her birthday's actually next week. So I did not forget. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said though, guys, yeah, my wife loves to fight and stuff like that. And
Shout out to Mrs. Burbank. Thank you for the shout out.
So you guys, like I said, though, we appreciate all you guys being here. Todas esas personas, man.
It's not we forgot about the Spanish speaker, but we got carry on. Pero gracias a toda la gente que los vinieron a visitar. Yo sé que no hablamos mucho español. Estuvimos hablando un poco de los papás solteros. Los papás solteros, queremos agradecerles por toda la lucha, el esfuerzo tan grande que hacen para nosotros, las mamás solteras, los papás que son papás solteros, que no tienen otras opciones, que las mujeres se mueren o se ponen en drogas, por el labor que están haciendo como padres solteros. Queremos agradecerles y darles un gran aprecio aquí en este programa. Y estuvimos hablando un poco también sobre la relación de padres de las parejas separadas, cómo son con los hijos, que si están bien, cómo los padrastros y las madrastras tratan a los hijos, cuando los aceptan, todos esos temas. Pero vamos a hacer uno específicamente en español, para que no piensen que le olvidamos de ustedes. Pues gracias por entonar con nosotros. No se olviden de seguirme en mi página de Facebook, es Maricruz Ayala, en mi página de YouTube es Miss Maricruz, en la página de mi Instagram es Miss Maricruz, en YouTube es Miss Maricruz también. So don't forget to subscribe in my channels. Thank you for joining us. We had a blast with you guys. Thank you, really, for the beginning to the end. We appreciate it. Stay tuned because we're gonna have I think a show tomorrow with Birdman. And don't forget to tune in, subscribe.
Oh, and don't forget to tell them, Mom, that you were talking about doing this on Saturdays now.
Oh, and every Saturday. Yeah, Saturdays, and maybe Fridays, we're gonna be tuning in with my special host talking about, simple topics, partners topic, life topics,
the Spanglish
version,
yes.
And we're gonna be talking shit and maybe playing some little games.
So please join so that way you guys can give comments and join questions. We want to answer questions. We don't want to just do talking. We just don't want to do our thoughts about it only.
Because we know that
we want to get thoughts from you guys.
Exactly, because we also know that a lot of people agree with us, but also some people don't agree with us.
Exactly.
So we want to see it. We want to hear what is your thoughts and your opinions.
We want you guys involved. You know what I mean? And enjoy the show and be able to help us to be able to get the community out there, especially when it comes to Latino. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, though, we are not racist. We are all cultural. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize, you know what I mean? And there is no limitations to us. You know what I'm saying? We just like to do Spanglish to the fact that, you know what I mean, that we want to promote, us as our couple relationship. But we want to be able to make sure that, believe me, if we could be able to speak Chinese or Russian out there, we be talking to y'all some Chinese and Russian too. See or no?
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us. And like I said, don't forget to subscribe, like the video. Yeah. Don't subscribe to my channel. Is Miss Maricruz in YouTube, Miss Maricruz in Twitter, Miss Maricruz in Instagram, and Maricruz Ayala in my Facebook. So don't forget to subscribe. We had a blast with you guys. Happy Memorial Day. And don't forget and stay tuned because tomorrow we're going to have a show with my co-host, Birdman. And like I said,
that's on the reels.
And the show The Real. Don't forget to like it. Like I said, we're trying to build this empire and we're trying to grow it up. So be supportive and show some love to us. And like I said, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Deuces.